Hello, everybody. Hope you all had a good day. I had a good day. It was extended Christmas. The, my mother-in-law's. It's always awesome. Got to smoke a brisket with my son. That's good. Yeah, life is good. Today I want to talk about prosperity. And all those things I just mentioned equal prosperity to me. It's where I put my value, right? It's my value. So let's talk about some of that. Distraction-free, more prosperity. The more we're distracted by negative things that are contrary to God's blessings. See, God puts blessings everywhere. It's up to you to receive them. It's up to you to apply them to your life. So when I got to spend time with my family, I could have taken that moment and started working on this, for example, or went and worked on some other work projects that I probably in some way should have done, but this was much better. So it was time well spent. How we spend our time, how we receive and perceive, how we perceive our time and receive our time will give it a value. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. See, time is the most valuable gift you'll ever receive. God gives you right now. It's the gift of this moment. It's the gift of time. What are you going to do with it? It's up to you. Are you wasting God's gift? Are you wasting God's time? Every moment is for you. It's for you to manage. Everything is up to you. You choose how you receive that moment, how you perceive that moment, how you act at that moment. When you make a move, focus on the fruit of that action. That action, every action, produces an outcome or a reaction. When that reaction is good, continue on that path. However, if it's not good, try something different. Right? Just try something different. You determine the value in prosperity. You are the one who determines what has value in your life. Prosperity is defined by the level of definitive value you retain, and you decide what that value is. As you acquire what you apply value to, you certainly would appear prosperous because you're acquiring what you have value. You'll feel prosperous. but you put the value on those things. Money is not the only metric for success. Although most people, view prosperity through the financial lens, there are other metrics to choose from. Besides money, we have relationships, happiness, as well as peace, many more. It's all about balance. To think that everything is going to be the way you want it every time it's unrealistic. It's completely unrealistic. We have to embrace the fact that life is a balance. You have everything you want over here, and you have what's over here that counters that. The stuff that you don't want, it's all there. It's a balance. So the more you choose good, the more good stuff that you're putting in your life, the less of that bad stuff is there. If you apply more bad stuff, the less of the good stuff is there, because you only have 100% capacity. You only have 100%. So what percentage is up to you? Are you going to apply 60-70% good in your life, or 60-70% not good in your life? But either way, they take away from one another. So always pull as much goodness in your life as you can. And you'll have a much, much happier life, much more fulfilled, right? See, everything has a balance. When you apply energy to one thing, it draws energy away from something else. Focusing on a negative moment or interaction is time you are not focusing on the desired outcome. You're not moving forward. You're not moving towards something positive. And to do that, that requires rejecting the negative actions that slow progress. Meaning, like, if someone does something that makes you angry and you're working really hard on your goal, you stop working on your goal to address that person. You're no longer moving towards your goal. It delays it or diminishes it. You're letting other people's darkness dim your light. It's taking away from you, right? It takes away. Now, we don't want negative in our life, but it's a reality. How we navigate that, how we operate in that reality of good and bad in our lives will determine how prosperous we are. It's all about your heart condition, isn't it? Keep putting all that good stuff in here. All that good stuff. There's no room for that bad stuff. The more percentage of good stuff that you fill this with, less of the yucky stuff you got. There's no room for it. It becomes a lifestyle. It's a heart condition. You actually operate from that place. Now, I've seen people who are very prosperous by society standards. However, they were bankrupt in a sense. They were beaten down inside. There was very little happiness in their lives. And moreover, they struggled with relationships. That's very important, because that means not just like your relationships with your girlfriend or spouse or children. It's who you do work with. And if you're struggling in your relationships with work, you're going to get less money. You're less prosperous financially by society standards. If you're an actor and you're rich and you start feeling like you need to do some acting because money's getting a little low, and you go try to find a job and your relationships are broken, well, that's going to cost you money. If you're a contractor trying to get work, if you broke those relationships because things were not good in your life, you might not get that contract. It costs you money, right? If you truly want to be prosperous, you start from the inside, then work towards the outside. When the heart condition is solid, the focus on life is as well. Stay the course. Don't seek retribution or revenge. The time wasted on other people's actions will just pull away from the progress in your life. You know? Pull away from the progress in your lives. So it's important to define what's prosperous in your life, what's good in your life. It's important to embrace the positive things in your life. It's important to embrace the relationships in your life. When some things in those relationships aren't perfect, don't dwell on the imperfect, but dwell on the perfect, the stuff that's good. Build off of that. Because just the same way with relationships, there's 100% good. That's what you have, your goal, but you're going to end up somewhere in the middle. That's the way life is, right? So don't push it, right? So, money is just if you think about if prosperity is your money, money is nothing but what society gives value to it, right? And if society has a broken relationship with you, they're not going to want to give you money. So prosperity, that's why all these other things are interconnected, right? They're connected at the end of the day. One of the greatest things that Jesus ever said, he had a hard time with his disciples telling them, about how to interact, what their relationship with God is, etc. All these things, and he, I think it was in like John chapter 14 or something like that. He says, just do this, love one another, right? And there's other ones in like Mark. In Mark, he says, love the Lord with all your, love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul, your mind, all your strength. That was the command. And the second one was love your neighbor. And he said there's no commandment greater than these. And that's true. Because once you realize that love to them was a commitment of goodness, where hate is a commitment of the opposite, to do bad things to you, to steal from you, to take away the blessings that God has put in front of you and distract you from those blessings. So love is a commitment of goodness. So you commit goodness to your neighbor, commit goodness to yourself, commit goodness to God, which is the greater good. The goodness in all things is God, right? God put himself into everything. So you love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, the omnipresent God. It's in everywhere. Commit goodness to everything, everywhere. I always look for the goodness in everything. I always seek goodness for everything, everyone, including yourself. That's the core of Jesus' message, I think. I know there's much more, but at the core of it, that's a pretty strong part, right? So God bless. Have a great day.
don't like it anymore. That anyone does hard. So I stand up.